So sometimes they're doing good, sometimes they're not doing that great, so they're very inconsistent. Why? Because they're complacent, they're just kind of going through the motions. All right, now up here, we get good results on the short term. Okay, on the short term, these employees are scared. They're afraid that they're gonna be fired, they're afraid that they're gonna lose their pay. So what we're getting is compliance from fear. I'm doing what you're saying because I know you're the boss and I have to. So the motivator is externally motivated. When I went to Argentina, the managers there in Argentina said, the employees here will not listen to you or get anything done, and they said, unless literally you have your boot on their neck. And you're like, you're gonna do it. This is what you're gonna do, and you're having to threaten them, you know, to get the results. Have y'all seen that? You know what I'm talking about? Okay? Where it's like, man, if you don't do this, there's gonna be a problem. Well, that's why. It's because their motivation, okay, what we call that, their motivation is external. They're motivated, they want a pay raise, or they're afraid of the discipline. One of those two things, okay? Now up here, this is what we want to develop, is a Q4 culture. This is the goal, the objective that we're trying to get to, okay? And this is where we have sustainable results. Sustainable means the guys are putting out consistently. You can track your clock by you can track your job time by the sticks of iron, because you know they're gonna consistently put out at that level. And then the employees are engaged, okay? An engaged employee understands the way you think, and they think a step ahead. So when they call you with a problem, they already solved it. But they're telling you, hey, I was calling you to let you know the truck had a flat, we had a spare, we grabbed a spare, we went ahead and threw it on. I just wanted to let you know, that's why I'm running 30 minutes behind, but we're headed to location, we're going. They're already a step ahead. You know who I'm talking about, right? You've got some guys like that that'll call you and they're already on point because they're engaged. They know how you think and they want to make you happy, and they're already a step ahead of you with the solution. These guys bring solutions. When they have a problem, they've got a couple options for solutions because they're engaged, their brain is plugged in. And then what we call that, when they go a little bit above and beyond and they're making decisions, we went ahead and grabbed a tire, or we went ahead and stopped at discount to get a new tire for the trailer or whatever. I'm using my company card. They're making decisions by themselves. What we call that at our level of management is called discretionary. So they're using their judgment and their discretion to make good decisions. If they're not sure whether or not it's a good decision, they check with you first before they do spend that money or do whatever it is. And you guys, I would imagine that everybody in this room is operating at this level. You have authority, you make decisions. If you're not sure, you double check your decisions before you pull the trigger, and you know the way the manager thinks, you know what we're trying to achieve. So let me ask you, can anybody in here tell me the Paloma Pressure Control mission? The mission? Hey, it's a hard one. Anybody know the mission? I have it right here, so I'm cheating. Any guesses about what the mission is?
Get it done, I guess.
Get her done, baby. I think you're probably right. That's probably pretty close, It's like war, guys. Does a country, now I don't want to get political, right? I don't want to get political and start talking about Vietnam and stuff and all kinds of stuff, but I'm saying when a soldier hits the ground, they have an objective, right? There's a mission. Like when those guys were gonna strike what was it, Bin Laden? When those guys their boots hit the ground, you think they knew why they were there? Where they were going, where the target was, who was on point, and who was where? They knew. Because they had a mission, and they had a mission objective, right? The same thing is true here in the company. We have to have a mission. Because if we don't have a mission, the mission is like true north, okay? The mission is like true north on a compass, okay? So the mission is true north. And I'll explain that in a second. But let me talk about the mission here. Paloma, I'm gonna read it to you. This is Paloma's words, not mine. It says, Paloma Pressure Control has ensued the mission of creating an environment that provides a safe and inviting workplace for all employees, vendors, and customers. We, it's us, we are committed to managing ourselves in a way that cultivates the representation of a professional, fair, and successful organization. That sounds like Q4, doesn't it? That's what we're trying to do, Q4. Okay, we accept the duty of leading by example, cultivating teamwork, providing support, and continuous improvement in every given opportunity. That sounds like somewhere I want to work. That sounds like, because this is from the top. So the top is saying, my job is to support you as a manager or director. My job is to support you so that you can build teamwork, so that you can be successful in the organization, so we can be fair, so we can show up to location professional and deliver service to the customer. And it says it uses words like committed, safe, inviting, managing ourselves, handling our business, right? And then it says leading by example. All of these things, if you actually do that mission, you're gonna be extremely successful anywhere you go. Anywhere you go, you will be extremely successful if you work that way. The hard thing is that a lot of times the rest of the company or pockets in the company, or at the very bottom level, you have people that are pushing the mission, and then you have other people that are going against the flow. And that's where you start to have conflict. That's where you start to have issues. Because you know where you're trying to go, you know what you're trying to accomplish, and you have your subordinates, your supervisors, we'll just call them your crew to simplify it. You got your crew, and you're trying to help your crew go in this direction, but you got pockets where 3 or 4 guys want to come this way, create a pocket of resistance. And you don't have to have a title to be a leader. You guys know that. When you deliver information to your crew and you have that one guy, he's usually a loudmouth that says something negative or says, we ain't gonna do that, and everybody looks at him, that guy's a leader. Even though he doesn't have a title, everyone else looks to him as a leader. So you gotta get that guy pulling with you in the same direction with you, because if not, he's gonna pull against you. Then we're not gonna be able to lead this cohesive unit to accomplish the mission. Does that make sense? So that's what we're gonna talk a little bit today about, how we can work as a team, how we can build that cohesive unit through our communication skills. We've done some leadership, we've done some communication with the frontline supervisors, but today we're taking it to a different level for y'all you're at a different level in the company, so you gotta operate at the NFL level, where your supervisors and your crew leaders are still operating at the college level. So we wanna take you up a few notches. I got some exercises and stuff for you. So when we think about what we did, True North. So the mission is True North. What does that mean? How many of you guys have, nowadays we use GPS, but you've actually been out there with the compass and you've navigated. Which way is north? Who can tell me?